Welcome to a new episode of Real yeah. Real Business Roundtable. Shout out to Powdered Toast Man. Respect.
I love these sounds, bro.
Today we're going to talk about the power of storytelling.
Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load Somebody.
The power of storytelling. What does that mean?
What is storytelling?
Storytelling is when you attach an event or you tell the backstory behind your idea, your business, your concept, your company,
your brand,
how it got started, what sparked the idea, all that cool stuff. Humans like stories. It all traces back to your childhood when your mommy used to read you a storybook about green eggs and ham. Now think about that. We were all children at one point. We were in the bed. Maybe your mom is reading you a story to help you go to sleep. Green eggs and ham, Cat in the Hat. Oh yeah! All that good stuff. Bernstein Bears. The Bears. All that stuff. So our programming as humans is we find a sense of like comfort and we relate to the story. So when it comes to storytelling and entrepreneurship, the reason why storytelling tends to connect with people more is because of that deep programmed appreciation and that connection with a story. Because when you're telling a story, the person in their head, they're playing everything out. And that's when you can really connect with a prospect, connect with a client, is if you share the story. Now, what can you share stories about?
You can make it literally anything. That's the power of storytelling is like some of the most successful people I've ever met in my life are the absolute best storytellers. They're able to, it's good in sales, it's good in business in general. It's just people like to hear stories, right? They enjoy that. It's primitive.
So I'll give you an example. So when I started my business, it was very organic and very natural. And there were these events that happened that led me and my business partner towards a path that was very natural. And I always tell people the backstory, and I can see them connecting and, oh, wow. Because it kind of like, it fell on our lap. We were like, wow, hey, my business partner is really good at a thing. And I said, well, people need that thing. It's a viable, critical utility type of solution. Let's do this for small businesses. And then it kind of grew from there. But when I tell the story, I connect with people because they, again, connect with stories.
That emotion.
Yeah.
It's the emotion piece of it.
Exactly. And when all the people watching, if you are a business owner, think about the backstory of what got you started, what motivated you.
What was your mission?
What's your, if I want to be trendy, what's your why? But whatever it is, that everyone has those reasons of what drove them. And if you could share that with whoever, clients, prospects, whatever, share it in the media, put it on social media. People resonate and connect with those stories. Because if you just, hey, this is what we do, we sell windows. You're just a number. You're just nobody. There's no soul. You want soul within your business.
But that was I feel like that was not a good sound to follow that up with. You need
But he says shit with soul.
Oh, with soul.
God.
Well, oh.
Okay. So
love how he thinks
let me recap.
He thinks he's so right every time.
Let me recap.
He's like, oh, that was fucking awkward. Jake, shut the fuck up. And he's like, what?
Slow down. Shh, please, God. All right. So as the folks watching, think about the story. So we'll give a live example.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the story of how we connected. That's a story that could be like, that's so like that, the step by step, how you were in the hot car and all that.
Yeah.
But that's like a movie.
Yeah. One big piece about this is like, whenever I'm in a sales call, and that's what I'm kind of tying this to, or even like just meeting someone, there's different aspects of bringing emotion into the thing that you're not just explaining something, you're turning it into a story. So a perfect example, whenever I'm talking to anyone, especially on like, I'm trying to meet with them in person, or if I'm, it doesn't even really need to be a pitch, and it is a pitch, but at the end of the day, I don't look at it like that because of the way I'm positioning it. I'm telling it as a story. And it's interesting the way I look at my own psychology. Whenever I'm pitching to someone, I turn it into almost like a story in a sense. I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and or the day before, they had objection after objection after objection, and I just told them, I said, listen, at the end of the day, I've talked about this before. One little thing that breaks down barriers is I'm not a salesperson. I'm a consultant. All these objections you're giving me are valid, but I have a reason for it not to be valid because every single business is different. And then I get into, at the end of the day, this is what we do and why we do it. And I don't say it in like a long form, like I'm talking for 5 minutes straight, the guy's yawning on the phone. I say it in a way where it's like they understand the emotion behind the reason why I'm calling them and the reason why I want to sit down with them and talk to them. There's a reason why you're doing anything, any sort of business, there's a reason. And that all ties into passion. Yeah. Now, you don't even have to be a good storyteller if you have passion in what you do. I have looked at opportunity, like I've talked to people who own businesses and thought to myself, I may want something like this. And I may, there may be a reason at first, the initial interaction, that I don't want to use that certain provider, whatever it may be. But then I get into a conversation with them. I find them as a person within this business, why they started it, what their passion is. And they are sharing their story with me in a way that makes sense. That would pivot my first impression, and I'd say, you know what, just because of that, I want to do it. So being good at storytelling is easy as long as you're doing the thing you love. But just in general, look at like TED Talks, right? That's a perfect example, because in those long form conferences, or those long form informational shows, or whatever you want to call it, these people have to keep attention. That's the big thing, is keeping attention. And by being a good storyteller, you're going to keep that attention. It ties into almost everything we've talked about when it comes to sales. The tone of voice, the body movement, the passion, everything about it. It all ties in. And back to what you're saying, the story about how we met and what it came to fruition, like what happened from that. Yep. Is a great story that we share with people, because it's like it was such a natural form of like this connection, and it turned into something dope.
So we're both into cars.
Yeah.
He was at a car show and I was there, and he was like, "Hey, what do you do?" and whatever. And then we worked something out and we teamed up.
Yeah.
Cheetos.
And it's like, it's kind of wild, because it was such a, like people, I sometimes get questions, and I always think to myself, like, why would people listen to us? Like why?
It's that fire behind it.
People
see
it's
it.
because
we feel it.
We did it. I mean, there's a reason why.
Feel it.
The reason why I'm here is because I got out of my car and shook someone's hand.
Exactly.
Like that's the whole thing. Like that is literally the epitome of what we're talking about.
You gotta have the organs to do something. Yeah. I recently had a very trusted, connected business associate get very mad at me. This is someone I've known for almost 20 years. I've known this person. Very, very influential person in the business community in New England. I was trying to help somebody out. I made a phone call for them, and that person got so mad and said, "Why are you calling me for him?" And I was like, I just want to help him out. He goes, "No, Andy, you're the one with the balls. He doesn't have them. I'm sorry to use that language. He's the one with the organs. No, you're the one with the organs. He should be calling me. I kind of felt bad, and I said, hey, I'm just, he goes, no. He goes, Andy, you're too kind. He goes, stop. He goes, tell him to call me. So what I'm trying to get at is, it was the passion that I had when I called him. He's like, Andy, you're selling me this other person that should be calling me and selling me themselves. Because I was like, hey, I know a guy, he can do this, he can do that. You should give him a shot, give him some introductions. Because the guy literally knows every single company that's hiring. Like, he's like friends with all them. Like, he has clients and like, literally, like, if you know somebody with a skill and you want to get him placed, you call this guy. Knows everybody. What I'm trying to get at is, I gave the passion and the energy and the fire of selling this person, and he got mad at me. He goes, no. He needs to call me. So Yakub got his butt out of the car and shook my hand. I have a lot of people that approach me, but he did it to
I
me.
thought you were talking, I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, I almost got lost there, but I had to bring back, I had to reel back the point. The key was, I was contacting on behalf of somebody else, Jake. So, and it wasn't taken well, versus when Jake got out of the car and contacted me direct and shook my hand. So I'm trying to get at is, get out of the car, shake people's hands, knock on a door, get in front of someone, and show them the passion directly, one-to-one.
And for the people who are like worried about getting out there and shaking someone's hand, because I get it, like there's an anxiety piece to it. It's like, what if they don't like me? What if? You gotta get into a headspace where that doesn't hold so much power over your mindset. And I honestly, over your whatever it is, I hate using mindset because it's such a fucking clicky word these days. But I to this day, I still get anxiety about certain interactions like that. But the thing is you're gonna miss every single opportunity that you don't try and take, and that stacks up. It adds up. And like, the thing is, when I went to him, back to what we were originally talking about, I told him a story. I shared, he was saying he had a ton of people come up to him. I went to him and I said, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm having trouble and can't fulfill and do all these things. And it like I said, it ended up working out. But a large portion of that was storytelling, was sharing my passion, was showing that I'm ready and I'm in it. He thought, it was funny story. He thought, I remember the first year we worked together, I think it was like a couple months after we started working together. He invited me out to a company outing, to a bar. And I remember he texted me, he said, hey, come to I think it was Christmas. He goes,
No. It was at a restaurant. It was at a restaurant that had
a bar.
Yeah, there was a bar there.
Yeah, or something like that. And he goes, hey, come out, we're doing this, whatever. And I was like, I can't. I'm not 21 yet. And he's like, he literally goes,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
He goes, what? I'm like,
I was like,
I'm 19,
holy shit.
Or however old I was.
I thought you were 25.
Yeah, no, it was funny.
I was like, holy fuck.
It was pretty funny.
And I want to leave this in because it's funny. I'm really gifted. I don't care what anybody says. I'm really gifted at reading people's thoughts. I'm so good at looking at nonverbal cues. I can feel the shit talking. Just like how I can feel someone's passion, right? If they're telling me a story about their business, I can read. I can see. So people need to be careful on how they...
Okay, to go to what your point.
My point is you got to be careful. No. You got to be careful because you might be... Your internal thoughts can sometimes show in your nonverbal cues, like the
absolutely,
your mouth moving. Or
actually, one of our first episodes we talked about this.
I'm like, what, do you think I'm fibbing? Do you think I'm not telling you the truth? And we all know how I react when somebody thinks I'm lying. That's not good. I get so.
We need a round 2 of why you hate.
Because I'm telling the God. I'm telling the fucking truth in some. What? What are you talking about? What? Why?
This is him trying to control himself.
Why? Dude, it's been like that since I was a little kid. I get so worked up if I'm I'm telling the truth and someone doesn't believe me. Anyways, but yeah. So if you are a small business owner and you're talking to someone about what you do, don't be afraid to add that fire. Don't be afraid to add that excitement. Don't be afraid to be yourself and represent your brand and show who you're talking to that you really believe in it. Because if you really believe in it, that confidence and that fire
shows so much.
People are gonna pick up on that, and they're gonna resonate. It's gonna connect. There's gonna be a connection, right?
I can vouch that I've made many friends with very powerful business people because I was persistent and I showed my passion in it.
Yeah.
The people who I wasn't passionate about, the people who I didn't show my passion while I was talking to them about an opportunity or whatever it is, they're gone. I don't talk to them anymore. But I can name 5 people off the top of my head that I originally talked to because I was pitching to them, and they became good friends of mine. And some of these people are very, very powerful people, and I talk to them once in a while, like just catching up, book recommendations, whatever it is. And some of them literally told me to my face, yo, I'm not doing this, but your passion and your commitment and your persistence is dope. I respect it, and let's keep in touch. And literally, people have said that verbatim to me. And it shows, and it shows. And now I kind of want to get into what else storytelling is good for. And now my first thought is like content, right? So personal brands are becoming like very, very popular, and you can do a lot with a personal brand, and people are going on TikTok and just post that first video, just post that content, right? And a lot of these people who are getting a lot of views and getting a lot of subscribers, followers, and all this stuff, it's because they're really good at storytelling. They set up their phone in their car, on their steering wheel, and they just talk. And that video gets 100,000 views. That's all they do. It's because of the storytelling ability and the passion behind the thing that you're talking about. That's a huge part of you and your person. And, storytelling isn't just good for selling. It isn't just good for business. It's good for just communication. It's good for everything. You want someone to share your emotion, share your story. People are empathetic. Wait, sympathetic or empathetic? I can't remember.
Empathetic.
People are empathetic. They relate hard. That's what humans do, naturally. So it's a great way to just have good conversation, share that story, share that passion.
But don't fake it.
Don't
bullshit. Do not bullshit. If you don't believe in it and you don't stand behind it, just fucking find something else, because it's gonna be a flop. People have energy. I don't want to get too crunchy. People have energy, and when you're within 6 feet or less, the energy becomes stronger. You can feel the sense. Some people can feel my energy. Like when I meet with them, they'll say, you have good energy, or you have a warm aura, or whatever. People can feel that, and I can, right? So when you have excitement and motivation about what you do and you stand behind it, you're like, this is what we do. This is how we do it. And it's real. Then you'll be really successful. Take advantage of storytelling. Tell everybody your story. Tell everybody what it means to you. If you don't know a lot of people, or you don't have appointments booked, do it on social media.
Post it on TikTok. And you see, the thing is one thing that I'm thinking about is like, a lot of the times that passion will come off as cringy, right? Sometimes it comes off as like, oh, like that's a little cringy. But to the people who it really matters to, it's going to be cringy. Or to the people who say it's cringy, it's going to be cringy until your fucking pockets are full and your bank is fucking lit up and you're running it up and you're being successful while doing the thing you're fucking passionate about. That's what winning is.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to those fucking people. Just fucking do it. Do you know how fucking, you listen, and we don't have a lot of subscribers. We don't have a lot of people viewing it.
It is what it is. I just let it grow naturally. I'm not going to fake this.
No, but at the end of the day, it's like, you go back to one of the first episodes and watch how fucking uncomfortable we are. What, dude, you're playing with that too much. Watch how uncomfortable we are. People said it was fucking cringy, and I'm not saying we blew up, but
Who
like,
the fuck said it's cringy?
people might have said that. I don't know. Dude, relax, bro.
Oh
Chill out.
my God.
But like the thing is like this is the thing that we fucking like doing. This is like therapy. Every fucking Friday we sit down and we talk to the people who view it, and hopefully they get value out of it.
Yeah.
Right? That's just get over that shit. Get over the oh, it's cringy. Who gives a fuck?
Dude, that's crazy that somebody would fucking say that.
Dude, no one actually said that. I don't know, like,
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying, like, example. He's saying,
I love this soundboard.
I'm like talking, and every single time I say something.
I'm like a DJ. I'm like, I'm hitting the buttons.
Every single time I say something, so laughing's going off.
No, but I was like, I was a little nervous because I kind of always, gazillions of clients for years and people I know were like, dude, this isn't bullshit. People have said to me, dude, you belong on a stage. Like for business.
Absolutely.
They were like, you got to do a podcast. You got to do a YouTube channel. Like tons of people said that to me. And I was like, I was kind of like being shy about it. I'm like, I don't know. Because I'm an in-person guy, right? You meet me, we'll chop it up. But I was like, maybe I do it with a co-host to make it feel like a show, right? To make it feel like a show. So, but I had to kind of break through that barrier of hesitation. And I'm like, let's just do it. Remember we bought the stuff?
Yeah.
And I made a post online on social media. I go, it's going down. We're doing it.
Yeah, we were literally, we had this room that was not being used and this table. And we're like, let's call it Real Business Roundtable.
Because it's a round table.
And we went out, we bought the mics, we got the camera, and we were just like, fuck it, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, and then on the show, we want to just kind of give information. If you want to follow, great. If not, no big deal. Just watch our show. Just enjoy and many years to come.
But this is a piece of storytelling.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Yo, you got to put that clip in there. You got to put that clip, the original. I was so nervous in that shoot. And I remember the video guy was like, you want a shot of vodka to calm down? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he was like, I got vodka in the freezer. And I was like, no. It was at somebody's house. It was at the video guy's house. He's like, yeah, we'll just do something real natural on the couch. And I'm like, all right.
That's creepy.
You could just tell in that video. You could tell my hormones are so high. I'm just so like I'm older now. Oh, dude, that was his buddy. That was his buddy that did that. Yep. Yeah, we had that was one of our clients, the window blind company. Dude, we optimized that video and it got so much traffic to the point where the big home improvement brands copied our video. How to install window blinds. Like all the big brands, big box stores, they started because they saw how much traffic we were getting. And that's what put us on the map was the video optimization stuff.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time we post a new episode. I hope you got value out of this. I hope you got value out of this. Hey, bomba clot.